My high school mate, Dave, he sent a picture today of he was taking a trip at the Zion National Park and he was hiking in the Narrows. Now, those of you that don't know what the Narrows is, it's a very narrow area with walls that go up thousands of feet, and it's very narrow, and you walk and it's a winding area. It's very beautiful. And when I was in college or after college, my buddy, he invited me to like a trip. It was like a week-long hiking trip. Started off at Cedar City and ended up at the Narrows at Zion National Park. Ow! She hurt my ear. And I went ahead and joined him, and I had all these wild experiences. I can't tell you all of them in this particular video, but it was just horrible. It was about 25 or 50 miles as the crow flies, or as this bird flies. And it was winding, so it was really long, and we had all these experiences through this trip. It was really wild, and I almost died. There was this Boy Scout, this guy who was a Eagle Scout, which is the highest honor of the Boy Scouts. And I was falling in a rapid river going very fast. And I lost my balance because we were going through some of the most treacherous places on earth. And I put a stick out or something and saved me. And I was like, this is a dangerous trip, because you're so far in the remote that if something happens to you, there's no way to get a helicopter in these areas. And also, you're so far in that it takes days and days to get out. There's no cell phone coverage. It was before the cell phone days anyways. But yeah, really? And anyways, so it was just a crazy experience, and it was really scary. And that was probably the first or second most scariest experience hiking that I've ever done. I'll tell you the other one if you want to know. But it was really scary, and we had to kind of like hang on to ropes and go down crossing the river. Ow, that hurts. And it was just a crazy experience, and it was kind of some experience that I forgot about. And then Dave posted those pictures today, and I'm like, I remember that place. And it was really cool, and it was kind of scary. And I had this experience, and then I had another experience shortly after, and I just stopped having these extreme experiences. And I was happy that my friend Kurt did not invite me back the next year to go back, because he used to go every year on this trip, but it was such a dangerous trip, and it was so scary, and I almost died in that experience. And it was just really, really rough. And a lot of older men it was all men, there's no women on this trip. And it was the first and last time I ever went on this trip, and I never went back again, and never wanted to go back again. But it was very beautiful in a way, but the water was cold, and it was just a kind of a dangerous, treacherous, it was like one of those trips that you just do once in a lifetime. Then you're done, you never do it. But that was the Narrows at Zion National Park in southern Utah in America. And it was just really a wild experience. And it was a once in a life experience for me. And Dave pictures that I saw today, I was like, dang, I remember that experience. And it was definitely a wild experience. But I have another experience that was even more wild than that. And maybe next time, if you want to know, let me know. I will tell you about that experience. It was in Maui, Hawaii. I did a solo hike alone down the Haleakala crater. And it was crazy. It's very haunted, and it's just a wild place. But anyways, that was my story briefly about the Narrows, about Zion starting off. There's a lot of story to that story too that I did not tell, but it was crazy, and I almost died. And thank goodness I didn't die.